Okay, quickly. Charles Houston's first volume of Moon Knight was, kind of meh at best. His second volume was a little better for me. The concept of a schizophrenic guy talking to his god, I suppose, who embodies the body of his former enemy. I guess that's a okay concept. These next three volumes of the Moon Knight were written by Mike Benson, and it says on Wikipedia that they were co-plotted, or at least the first volume, by what's his name, Charles Houston, and that could be the reason why the story seems kind of distended, um, and kind of inflated. Uh, Mike Benson, he's a TV writer. I knew him from a one shot of a Punisher Max story. As for the artist, we have an old school favorite, Mark Tiextra or something. He formerly worked on Ghost Rider and Wolverine titles back in the day. The story is entitled God and Country. It is volume number 3, I believe. First thing I noticed about the character is the scar on his face. And I think it was just an attempt for the writer to point out that he's like a badass or whatnot. But I think it kind of failed on that. It kind of really annoyed me, and it just reminded me of Cable. Um, the story follows a parole villain named Black Spectrum, who kind of has a medieval theme to him. And it follows also Mark Spector's overboard extreme attitude and approach to crime fighting, and how he's kind of pushing others away, the ones close to him, his friends and allies and whatnot, and even his lover. Tony Stark is also in this, and he's kind of investigating Mark and his techniques and approaches to crime fighting and whatnot. A whole big shield investigation. Um, One thing that this established is how crazy Mark Spector is. He goes as far as to put on the face skin of his former enemy on his face. Now, does Mark really have to be that crazy? And also, I would have liked that to be more of a climactic moment. It shows it in the story kind of early, and I just question how crazy is Mark Spector Moon Knight. Is he really that crazy to do that? I mean, that is some sick shit. Um, it also introduces a kind of a antagonist that goes by the name the Hooligan, and he's kind of like a take on the Clockwork Orange type of guy. Apparently, he's also based on an old school gang back in the late 1800s. It's essentially a worthless character. Um, Mark, he basically gets framed by this Black Spectrum dude, and Tony Stark, being Iron Man and Shield, go after him. Black Spectrum breaks into Moon Knight's house, and I don't even know how he knew he was Moon Knight. I don't know. He basically kicks the shit out of Moon Knight, and Moon Knight is feeling kind of, depressed over this, but another kind of worthless character by the name of Crawley shows up, and apparently he was a ally of Moon Knight, and he's a former homeless guy. I think he still is kind of homeless, and he kind of motivates Moon Knight to go back out despite his injuries. Now, Black Spector's he's basically he's stolen some technology from Industries, and he's trying to infect people his bidding with this technology. It's kind of a, it's kind of just a bad story plot. Anyways, Moon Knight has his final conflict with this Black Spectrum dude and throws him off of a roof in front of this celebration that Iron Man is having for pro registration, and this pisses Iron Man off. We now go on to the second volume. Okay, the next volume is written by the same team and drawn by the same artist. Tony is still searching for Moon Knight, but his investigation is kind of handed over to Norman Osborn, because I suppose his team of Thunderbolts is increasing in popularity, and the public thinks that they're being more sufficient than S.H.I.E.L.D. Anyways, Mark Spector no longer is going out as Moon Knight. Last volume, he kind of quit that and told his god to, go F himself or whatever. And now he's just dressed in black with a ski mask and going out and fighting crime. He battles the Thunderbolts in this story, and the battles just suck. And they should suck, because the Thunderbolts should be able to take Moon Knight out, no problem. I mean, they took out Jack Flag, no problems. They had some problems with American Eagle, but given that Moon Knight is not on his power scale as he was in his previous years, they should be able to take him out. I mean, goddamn, they got Venom, for God's sake. Anyways, let's see. Basically, Norman Osborn hires the Hooligan to kind of draw Moon Knight out by attacking his friends, and he succeeds in this. I think that's, I think that was really unnecessary and kind of uncharacteristic of Norman Osborn. I think if they really wanted to mess with him, they wouldn't need to hire a thug, But anyways, let's see what else goes down. Like I said, the battles in here suck. There's a bunch of covers to these issues that have Bullseye on the cover, but let me just tell you right now, Bullseye doesn't show up until the last issue, and that battle was okay, I suppose. Bullseye was really the only good part about it. Let's see, it just settles basically with Mark faking his death and running to Mexico to hide out, because I guess he comes to the conclusion that he can't hold his own against all these superpowered people, as in Iron Man or Norman Osborn going after him. So he makes a smart choice. Basically with that. Now he asks his god Kanushu or whatnot to restore his power, but his god ends up telling him in this volume that he has other worshippers. And I'm just looking through this and asking myself, well, where the hell are they at? You know what I'm saying? Mark Spectrum has got to be the only guy who worships this guy, Kanushu. And if he has any more worshippers, that has yet to be seen. Okay, finally we come to the last volume. It is entitled Down South. A new artist is on board named Jeff D. Palot. I think he's basically a in-house Marvel artist. His style I lightly admire. He does draw some ugly ass females though, like the lead female character in this story. Man, sometimes she looks like a damn boy. But anyways, the premise is Moon Knight is hiding in Mexico because, like I said, it was getting too hot for him as being a vigilante in America. He takes a job from this rich guy to bust his daughter out of prison because the rich guy says that his daughter's being wrongfully accused. Now, instead of kind of investigating this, Mark just goes along with this. He just believes him. I guess so. Whatever. So big surprise when he finds out that the rich guy is actually a drug dealer, and now his new mission is to protect the girl. Why he doesn't just drive her to protective custody in the States, I don't know. They give a stupid reason for that not happening. He comes in conflict with some new characters being introduced in the Marvel Universe, the Zapatos brothers. They're basically luchador wrestlers. I guess they're human. I guess they don't have enhanced strength. They're not all that bad, but they're not all that too good of a characters. I'm talking about personality wise. They're just there, just like, okay, whatever. They just kind of move the already inflated story along. The Punisher also shows up on covers on this comic book, and I mean, in this comic art, and he kind of lurks in the background. I guess he was just there to increase sales because he doesn't really show up until the last issue. Um, there's also covers of this one guy, and he's in the background as well. This new vigilante character in Mexico named Toltec or whatnot. And you would think you find out more about this guy, but you really don't. I think he's just a creation of Mike Benson, and he's just trying to bait fans into buying a one shot or a series of this character. Um, anyway, so don't let covers fool you in this Moon Knight series, because they lie. You know, people on the cover are not really in the issue. I hate that shit. Anyway, Puns meets up with Punisher. I call him Puns. He basically meets up with Moon Knight in the last issue. Is very anticlimactic and a poor, attempt to deconstruct comics. With instead of having these two kind of go after the bad guy, they kind of just sit and talk. I think they fail at that. That being interesting in the story, but their conversation is kind of in character, so I'll let that pass. Moon Knight basically finds the rich guy who's the drug dealer and allows this guy named Toltec, who I discussed earlier, to kill him. Um, we don't find anything out about Totec, as I said. Moon Knight just looks at him. Totec just looks back at him, and they just go their separate routes. Anyways, let's get to grading these books. They basically suck, man. Do not pick up these Moon Knight volumes, Volume 3, Volume 4, or Volume 5. I'm going to give the Vengeance of Moon Knight series a shot. Pick that up on trade and try to review it. But stay away from these volumes, man. Even if they cost $1 in the bargain bin, it is not worth your money. I give it a 2 out of 5 stars. I give it a D grading. And I give it a 5 out of 10. This is just a review from Juggernaut 44. I'm going to try to put up more. Thank you to all my subscribers. I went away for about 8 months, and I gained about 10 new more subscribers. Thank you very much. I'm gonna try to post vids for y'all, post conversations from y'all. All right, Juggernaut is out.